Hello, this is the 9th episode of the Nukkit tutorials. Today we're going to be looking into forms, which are a really nice interactive way of doing stuff. They make a lot of stuff just look nice and easy to use. So first of all, we're going to make a quick command to make one. I'll call it particle command. We'll extend the command. Go ahead and do Alt-Enter to implement methods and make the constructor. Then quickly go ahead and make your name. I'll do mine particle. And for here, let's go ahead and check if the sender is an instance of a player because you can't send forms to consoles. Let's define the player. There are a few different types of forms. There are custom ones, simple ones, and model ones. We're going to be doing custom ones. They're quite simple. You do form window custom is a new form window custom, and let's make it just called particle selector. Now let's go ahead and start adding some stuff. We'll make a new list of strings for something later for drop downs. Then particle options.add text format dot green plus happy villager. And let's go ahead and do the same for angry villager. So now we do form window custom dot add element, a new drop down, and let's just pass in particle as what we want it to be labeled as. And then we want to pass in our particle options, all of the drop downs we can choose from. And so finally, let's just quickly add some input. So new element input. There are a few different types of elements. There are element inputs, element drop down, label, slider, step slider, and toggle. These four are for the custom forms. Buttons are for simple forms. So let's do input and let's name it amount of particles. So now that we have those added, we can show it to the player using player.show form window in form window custom. So now if we go in here, there is still more, don't worry. Let's go ahead and register it. We'll go ahead and make our event now for detecting the form. So let's do particle adder actions. Let's implement listener. Let's make a event handler. On form respond, why not? Player form responded event. Do player is event.getPlayer. We'll check if the event form event.get window was closed, and if it was, we should return since the player didn't input anything. And so now if the form is an instance of form window custom, then we can cast it. And now what we can do is we can get responses. So if the title of a form window equals particle selector then we can go ahead and define a few things. Let's first of all make the string be the particle type is the form window custom dot get response dot get drop down response 0. And now I forgot one more thing. We need to do dot get element content. And then we make a string for amount of particle string to be the form window custom dot get response dot get input response 1 dot. Now we don't need anything apparently. So now let's say int amount of particles is 0, and let's make a try and catch statement to see if we can make the input a number. So basically if it's not a number, we don't do it. We want to return, and we also want to tell the player, text format.read, and please enter a valid number. So amount of particles is integer.parseInt, and then amount of particles string. Now we have our stuff and we just play the particles. We just do if particle type dot get, sorry, it's a string, I forget. The particle type equals happy villager, but with the text format. Then we do stuff there, else we do the other one. I'm going to make a quick function down here just to make it a bit nicer. Alright, I'm back, and I just quickly went to make this so particles are a bit more random and spread out. So now we want to say if a particle is a villager, then for int I is 0, I is less than the amount of particles, then I++. Let's go ahead and do player.getLevel.addParticleEffect. For you guys, you could do something like player.getLocation.asVector3f.asVector3, but I am just going to use my function down here. And then the particle type. So we want to do particle effect.happyVillager. And we want to do the same thing just down here for the angry villager. And after all that is done now, let's go ahead and go here and register the event. Particle, adder actions, and this. And I'll be back in a moment on the server. Alright, we are back, and as you can see, when I do /particle, I can choose the particle, angry or happy, and amount. So let's do 100. Now if I look under, we have some particles being played. And for angry villager, same thing goes. I'll make it 1,000 this time, and see. If you want, you could run this, put this into some sort of runnable, make it automatic as well. But I hope that that would clear things up for you guys about forums, and that you guys are able to use them quite well, because they really are just nice formatting compared to stuff in Java like inventories. Alright. Next, we will most likely do items and item recipes and how to use them. Okay, hope you guys have a good day, and bye.